I used to believe some friendships were unbreakable, the kind that survive heartbreaks, fights, and every storm life throws. That's what I thought I had with Maya, my best friend since middle school. We weren't sisters by blood, but by memories. People used to admire how close we were. They'd say, "You two are inseparable." And honestly, I believed that with all my heart. I never imagined she'd be the very person who would twist a knife into my back, not literally, but emotionally, in a way that left a permanent scar. Everything felt normal at first. She'd come over, laugh with me, share secrets, and hype up my relationship with Liam, the guy I'd been dating for almost a year. She used to say, "You're lucky. Guys like him don't happen twice." I trusted her. I trusted him. And trust. Well, trust can blind you more than love ever will. But something started changing. Little glances she thought I didn't notice. Compliments that went too far. Inside jokes I wasn't part of. I brushed them off because that's what we do when we don't want to face the truth. We pretend. We believe lies because they're easier than accepting that betrayal might be growing right next to us. Looking back, the signs were there, bright as daylight, flashing in my face. But I ignored them. I thought Maya would never break my heart. I thought Liam would never betray me. But the truth has its own way of crawling out of the shadows. And when it did, it shattered everything. The shift began small, almost invisible. It started with Maya texting Liam about surprise ideas for my upcoming birthday. That's what she told me. Anyway, it sounded sweet at first. Who questions something that looks thoughtful? Not me. I smiled and believed every word she said. Then, the late-night messages started. I'd see notifications pop up on Liam's phone, her name glowing on the screen like a warning I didn't know how to read. I asked Liam about it once. Nothing confrontational, just casual curiosity. He laughed and said, "Relax, it's nothing. She just needs advice about some guy she likes." That explanation felt off, but I let it slide. When you're in love, your instincts whisper while your heart screams louder. Every strange moment, I brushed aside. The way they'd exchange glances when they thought I wasn't looking. The jokes they shared that didn't include me. The secret smiles. I felt something slipping, but I didn't want to assume the worst. After all, Maya was my best friend. She'd been there through everything: heartbreaks, family issues, even the night I cried over a different guy who treated me poorly. She held me, comforted me, and promised I deserved better. That's why it hurt so much later. Because betrayal doesn't hit hardest when it comes from an enemy. It hits when it comes from the last person you'd expect. The person who knows how soft your heart is. The person who knows exactly where to strike. Still, at that time, I clung to the idea that everything was fine. Naively, I kept telling myself, "You're overthinking." But deep inside, the foundation of trust was already cracking, and I had no idea how close everything was to collapsing. The real turning point, the moment I couldn't ignore anymore, came one rainy evening. Liam had left his phone on my bed while he took a shower. I didn't plan to snoop. I've never been the type to search for problems, but the screen lit up, and there it was, Maya's name again. With a message preview that froze my entire body, it said, "I miss yesterday. I can't stop thinking about it." My heart dropped into my stomach. My breath caught. My hands trembled as I stared at those words. There was no preparing for something like that, no explanation that could magically clean it up. The truth was right in front of me, raw and ugly. When Liam came out of the bathroom, I asked him straight, "What happened yesterday?" My voice cracked, but I tried to stay calm. He looked confused for a moment, then panicked. The kind of panic that exposes guilt before any words even leave a person's mouth. His excuses were messy, unconvincing. He said it was a misunderstanding. He said Maya was being dramatic. He said I was reading into things too much. I wanted to believe him, but the more he spoke, the more the lies tangled around his tongue. Something inside me broke that day, like someone finally switched on a light in a dark room. Later that night, I confronted Maya too. She acted shocked, offended even, like I was the one betraying her for not trusting her. But her reactions didn't match her words. Her eyes darted away, her smile trembled, and she kept touching her phone like she needed reassurance from it. That's when I realized, they weren't just hiding something, they were hiding each other. The truth eventually surfaced in the messiest way possible. I didn't dig for it. I didn't spy. It simply reached me, 'cause the universe has a way of exposing the things people try hardest to hide. A week later, I received a message from an unknown number. It was a screenshot. One single screenshot that destroyed months of denial in one blow. Maya and Liam, hugging, too close, too comfortable, too intimate to be just friends. The caption on the photo, "They look cute together." Someone who saw them in public had sent it. A stranger exposed what my best friend and boyfriend tried so hard to keep in the dark. I felt something inside me collapse. Not anger, not yet. Just a deep, burning silence. A kind that feels like grief. Like mourning the loss of two people who were alive but dead to me. When I confronted them with the screenshot, the truth spilled out like poison. They admitted everything. The birthday planning. A lie, the late night texting. A lie, the guy Maya liked. Another lie. Worst part, Maya said. It just happened. You didn't give him enough attention lately. Blaming me, her. My best friend. Liam tried to soften it, but his words were just as piercing. I didn't want to hurt you, but we connected. Connected. What a beautiful word to hide something so ugly. That day, I realized people don't break your heart all at once. They do it in pieces. Slowly, quietly, carefully, until one day you realize you're standing in a pile of broken parts you don't recognize anymore. But they underestimated one thing. I don't stay broken. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to cry in front of them. That would have given them the satisfaction of seeing how deeply they wounded me. Instead, I stepped back and chose a different path, a smarter one. If they wanted to play dirty, I'd expose the whole rotten truth without touching a single lie. Revenge doesn't always need fire. Sometimes, silence and strategy burn far hotter. First, I acted normal, calm. Almost a calm. It made them uncomfortable, which was exactly what I wanted. Betrayers expect chaos, not control. They expect tears, not silence. My composure threw them off balance. And that gave me the upper hand. I collected everything: messages, screenshots, call logs, photos. Not for drama, but for clarity. I wasn't going to twist the story. I just wanted the truth to speak louder than their excuses. Then, I invited them both to a small gathering with our mutual friends. They arrived, smiling awkwardly, still believing we could work things out. They thought my silence meant forgiveness. They had no idea it meant preparation. At the gathering, I let everyone settle. Then I played a slideshow, one they thought was for a fun memory recap. Instead, it revealed every piece of evidence of their betrayal. One image at a time. No yelling. No drama. Just truth. Their faces drained of color. Their fake smiles vanished. Their excuses died in their throats. They were exposed not by accusations, but by their own actions. And that was just the beginning. The room went silent, dead silent. As the final screenshot faded from the slideshow, you could feel the shock settling in like a heavy fog. Everyone stared at Maya and Liam, not with anger, but disappointment. A disappointment so deep that it hurt more than any argument could. Maya tried to speak first. It's not what it looks like, she whispered, her voice cracking. But the room wasn't buying it. One of our closest friends, Jenna, stepped forward and said, Maya, we literally saw them together last week, holding hands. Her lie fell apart instantly. She knew it. Liam knew it. Everyone knew it. Liam stood there frozen, unable to explain away the very things he'd done. Every fake excuse, every hidden message, every little betrayal finally hit him like a wave he couldn't outrun. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't need to. The truth was loud enough. All I said was, you both could have told me. Instead, you chose to betray me in the darkest way possible, and that's something I won't forget. The room agreed. People stepped away from them. Some whispered. Some shook their heads. The social circle they depended on, the comfort zone they thought would shield them, completely collapsed. That night, they walked out together, but not the way they expected. No smiles. No affection. Just guilt and silence. I watched them leave, not with heartbreak, but with a strange sense of peace. Sometimes, closure isn't an apology. Sometimes, closure is simply watching the truth expose people who pretended to care. After that night, my life changed in ways I didn't expect. You'd think I'd feel broken or lost, but instead, I felt lighter, like a weight I'd been carrying without realizing finally lifted. Betrayal hurts deeply, but removing betrayers feels like cleansing the soul. People started checking on me, offering support, telling me I didn't deserve what happened, and hearing that from those who witnessed everything made it easier to stay strong. I didn't want pity, I wanted clarity, and I finally had it. Liam tried reaching out weeks later, messages like, "Can we talk?" And I made a mistake. But by then, his words meant nothing. Regret after exposure isn't honesty, it's fear of facing consequences. I deleted every message. Maya didn't even try. Maybe guilt drowned her. Maybe she knew apologies couldn't fix what she destroyed. Either way, her silence said everything. I focused on myself, my goals, my peace. Slowly, I rebuilt the parts of my life they tried to damage. And for the first time in months, I felt genuinely free. Revenge wasn't about destroying them. Revenge was about reclaiming myself. Betrayal is painful, no doubt. But it's also revealing. It shows you who truly stands with you and who only pretends. It teaches you to trust actions, not words. It reminds you that loyalty is a choice. Not everyone will choose it. What I learned is simple. People who betray you are already broken inside. They act out of insecurity, jealousy, or emptiness. Their choices reflect them, not you. Exposing them wasn't about revenge, it was about truth. And truth, when revealed in the right moment, is the most powerful justice of all. If someone betrays you, don't break. Don't lose yourself. Don't let their actions shape your worth. Stand tall. Stay calm. Let the truth expose them. Because sooner or later, people who hide in the shadows always get revealed in the light.